Today I'm using the worst way yarn, just regular wool, or I have merino wool. And the needle I have is, I believe it's 5mm. You can adjust it according to your swatch. And because this is a scarf, so it's not as critical. You just have to make a swatch and decide if you like the drape. The first part, I'm going to need a keyhole part with a regular stockinette stitch. It will curve, but because it's curving inside, I'm going to make a loop shape, so it doesn't matter. For the other part of scarf, I am just going to make a seat stitch. That's knit, purl, and the second row will be purl, knit, so it doesn't curl on both sides and it has some simple texture. I'm going to start it with the regular long tail cast on for 30 stitches. After I cast on about 30 stitches, I'm just going to continue, turn around, continue making the stockinette stitch. I have the purl stitch on this side and turn over knit stitch on this side until I have about a square. Actually, until I have about double the square, so I can fold over and make a square. I have knitting on the second row, just alternating knitting and purl on different rows, and you'll have the stockinette stitch. That's the third row. See, this is the purl side, this is the knit side. There's a V in every stitch. So every time it's the back side or the purl side, you do the purl stitch, and if you are in the front side, you do the knit stitch. We'll continue doing this until it reaches the rectangle we want. So you keep knitting until it's long enough so you can fold it over and it looks like a square. It doesn't have to be exact. We need it to be big enough so your scarf can pass through here. Now this is the front side, this is the back side. So our next row will be connecting these two pieces together. I will just use the same needle, and this is the working yarn in the back, and I will just pick up the stitches. Every V is a stitch, so start from here, and then the back needle, it has live stitch, so I will just knit together. And this is the working yarn, just knit together. That's one stitch, and then we keep doing that. This is the second hole. Make sure the first stitch you take it off the needle. We need the second stitch. So it's the front stitch and the back stitch together, and then off the needle, and then we do the next stitch, off the needle. Now we have 3 stitches, and we will do the same all the way for all 30 stitches. or if you want the scarf to be wider, you can add stitches too. You might have one stitch off at the end. You can just knit from the loop nearby and finish the last stitch. Okay, now we have 30 stitches on the needle. So this is the front, this is the back. There's a little texture here. That's the edge. Here is the loop. Now we can start the seed stitch. It's very easy, just one knit stitch, one purl stitch. If you know how to knit and purl, you know how to make seed stitches. The first one, knit, go from left to the right, and then bring the yarn to the front, purl, bring the yarn to the back, knit, bring to the front, purl, bring to the back, knit. We'll do the same all the way. That's the first row. You can see the alternating knit stitch and purl stitch, and we turn it over. Now you can see the first stitch is the knit stitch, knit purl, so we have to do the purl knit. So the first stitch is purl. Make sure the working yarn is front of the needle. We purl, and then move the yarn to the back. We knit, yarn to the front, purl, and do it all the way. That's what it looks like. So it's alternating knit and purl. I just finished the second row of the seed stitch. You can see it start to have a texture of the purl bump. And the third row, we keep doing the same. We turn it over and see what's the first stitch. The first stitch is the purl below, so we will have a knit stitch, and the second is a knit. See the V? So we are going to have a purl. The first one is a purl, so we need a knit stitch. Knit, and then bring to the front, purl, bring to the back, knit, bring to the front, purl, and we just keep repeating it in every row until the length you want.